True. How do you know someone didn't just make it up?
What? You mean just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
I just mean that some of the details...
Whoa, I never thought of that. This is terrible. What if none of it's true? What if they're all lying? How would we ever know?
My memes are better than your memes. Or are they? Does it depend upon the observer? In this twisted reality in which we live? I don't know. We're going to take a look at Sir Roger Penrose things. Yes, Sir Roger there. Here's the intro.
Though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Welcome, everyone, as we're going to take a look at a little bit of a lecture from about a decade ago. It's basically Sir Roger Penrose basically explaining how photons basically spin and kind of twist through space-time and everything as we know it. Kind of what I had thought about. I'm like, wait a sec, with the final Kamehameha and special beam cannon, it kind of does this thing. And then I see these diagrams. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of like a special beam cannon. Zooming along over there. So where were we? Yes, we were at 1238. That's where we were. Now, what's actually in this video is he goes upon certain points, and the sheer fact that you get somebody like Sir Roger Penrose saying it's like magic. Let's listen to this beautiful bean footage.
Think of it this way, it's not so complicated to think of. In fact, it's one of the things, when I was learning about these complex numbers and things at university, I thought they were just incredibly magic. And this is some of the thing about them is that one of the reasons that I feel that it's really nice to see them as part of the way the world operates is there is a magic about them.
What's imaginary numbers?
The laws of physics are magical.
The square root of -1.
Somehow this magic is governed by the mathematical magic of these numbers. Okay, now...
Yeah, basically the whole thing there is, all right, you're not necessarily supposed to do this, but we can conceptualize this. So if we can conceptualize this, and using the square root of the -1, which we're not supposed to, which all I know is, you just open up a whole other can of information. And all I know is from the geometric unity Diable graph, I'm like, oh, well, if we keep on going back to a sphere, and this, he talks about the Riemannian sphere, and I watched a 3 blue plus 1 brown video, and apparently to do a sphere, you just need its cylinder. And that cylinder can wrap around the sphere. I'm like, well, that's fascinating. Because then all I know is, if you took a cylinder and you kind of started to squeeze it at the equator, wouldn't you get kind of something, where are we? Huh? Oh, look, we've got some cones over there. That reminds me of that Diable graph. So we're going to continue on for a little bit. All I know is I think our own perceptions of reality, especially with some of Stephen Wolfram's recent streams, where it's like our consciousness, it's like we are considering the world may be going in these directions, especially depending on, let's just say, our memes of intake, if you would, there, and how it actually works.
Mathematical magic of these numbers. Okay,
yes.
Now let me say something else. You see, I've got adding and multiplying, or subtracting is not so different from adding. What about dividing? Okay, well, once you know how to multiply, you basically know how to divide. So let me put that in here.
What?
It's just the same picture as the one I have
What
here.
happens if you do 0 divided by 0?
I'm going to think of not just multiplying z and w to get wz.
Welcome.
To get multiplied together, but I'm thinking of dividing q, which is going to be wz, by z. So if I divide it by z, you just go back down the picture, and it's that one. So that's not very
There's a 0 on that graph.
This triangle here, and it's the same shape as that one. They're similar. Then you can see what the division is.
All I'm saying is he's using this to model photons and whatnot.
There's a snag because you're not supposed to divide by 0, and that leads you into all sorts of trouble. Okay, so let's see what happens. If I push z right down and make it get smaller and smaller and smaller till it gets to 0, what happens to W over Z. Well, this point goes shooting way out like that. And it goes off the picture when you get to 0. It doesn't much matter. I can go into 0 in all sorts of different ways. It just goes.
All right. So some folks ain't really here for math and stuff. But the way I'm conceptualizing this is, let's just say you have a certain amount of information, depending on your breadth of information. If you are all knowing, if you had all the information and you've experienced basically every reality there is, you're probably going to have a pretty good idea what's going on. But yeah, I don't think any of us are God. I think we're a fraction of God, but that's my own personal opinion. All I'm saying is I look at this stuff and I'm like, all right, if you had like no information, it's like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna shoot off into infinity. But if you have certain information that's weighted in one direction, depending on what the issue is, I think you're going one direction or the other. It's just we seem to just be in a standard antagonistic economy right now. It's like, whatever you say, I will say the opposite of. Whatever you say, I will do not. It's like, no, it's like whatever that you can do, I can do better. I can do everything better than you. Meme you not, meme you can. All right, we're gonna work on a song. We'll get the cadence or something. Maybe we'll get one of the great YouTubers within the greater vocals community to make a song like that. Yes, totally. Oh, I see you there. I see you there, Starlight. Welcome, welcome. We still need to do our live stream. I'm gonna hold you to that. Now, all I'm saying is, if you have so much information, I mean, I think whatever you're thinking is going to kind of make sense. We're just going to go on for just like another
infinity in different ways.
Half minute.
Now, there's a very nice way you can handle this in complex numbers, and that is you take this vessel plane, as I have here, and you sort of fold it up into a sphere. So you add a point right
kind of like if you took a cylinder and you folded it up.
So that you can actually say what you mean by dividing a number by 0. It's infinity. You might think,
you're
well,
just accounting for everything.
Well, it is here. It makes.
That's all it is.
That's a nice thing about mathematics. You can cheat.
It logically makes sense, but it makes your mind go.
Do this, and then you think, well, what happens if I do that? And if
wait, no, I talked over Sir Roger. This is beautiful.
That's a nice thing about mathematics. You can cheat. You see, you could say that you're not allowed to do this, and then you think, well, what happens if I do that? And if you may find, okay, it may land you in trouble immediately, but it may not. And if it lands you in trouble, you may think, well, there's a way of getting around that. And this is one of those things. So
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. Thank you so much, Sir Roger. That's kind of how my mind works. I'm just saying that very often I can be viewed as very antagonistic. If somebody says, this is a thing, I'm like, is it? Is it really a thing? And if somebody necessarily hasn't thought it all the way through, it can be quite annoying, I've been told. But this is the thing. I get complained about all the memes. Why are you trying to break reality? Why are you trying to break the universe? Because it's fun, and we can. So, and again, back to the Arthur C. Clarke thing. The only way to find out what is possible is to venture a little beyond that, into the impossible. Shout out to Professor Brian Keating, the Nick Fury of the science community, physics community, pardon. Now, I see you there, LDG, as well as Wookie. Welcome, everyone. All I'm saying is, if you actually ask some questions, you don't have to be a dick about it. I am. It's my middle name. Like, literally, I'm a dick. Now, you just account for that, and you move on. That's the thing. You look at it, it's like, all right, I haven't lived this person's life. I don't know what they've experienced. Maybe they're not being so nice to me. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe they just lost a family member. Maybe they happen to be under a certain circumstance that you are unaware of. Maybe they just got laid off. These are the things. It's like, oh, it's just a jerk in traffic. Just some a-hole on the internet. It's all I know is I've interacted with some trolls. I'm like, let me treat this person like a human being. What happens? All right, often dialogues open up, and sometimes people are willing to improve. Other than that, I'm like, oh, well, if this person is acting a certain way and I feel like calling them names, I'm like, what is this person's circumstance? I don't know. Are they ailing from something? How's their mental health at that particular point? I'm just saying that if you only have limited information, this might explain a lot. But hey, thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. And remember.
Some people are like slinkies. It's fun to push them down the stairs and watch them fall.
See, well, either that or log. It's like do 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 do. What rolls downstairs over and bears rolls over your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log, log, log. It's log, log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, log. It's better than bad. It's good. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Log from Blammo.